Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to introduce something very introduced to you, which is recently that I built. It's actually a dynamic field, input form. So, and with the validation as well. So it looks like, if this is our input form data format, let's say we have a contact, right? So also for contact. And also we have under the contact title, we have a name, email, those with the text type. Something like a title, name title, probably this is going to be the drop down, right? Default value is empty, fill in the data like Mr., Mrs., as Miss, so on and so forth. If this is our data form, basically you can add anything you want to, right? You can add address, you can shipping as well, anything basically. This is a staging and a nested structure. So we're going to convert this to something similar like this automatically, right? With the help of the uh, some form, right? So let's say material UI, right? And then make that happen. So dynamic also with the validation included as well, right? So let's do quick test. Let's see, and I say cities right here is like a New York, right? You can see that, and the countries like USA. See, USA, right? Is added on top of that. See USA, see here, right? I just added it, right? And then as soon as you click save, okay, so input data will be collected. So shipping USA will be collected. So this is the set of the data structure. So this will be pushed to the back end. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, it's I think it's very useful, and typical validation is include that as well. Okay, and yeah, let's go on. So this will be our form. So basically, let's do a new input, and I'm going to tell you how you can do editing, modify existing data as well. So, and then this will be, before doing that, I think I'm going to quickly introduce you with the use form. I'm using use form. This is kind of like a very interesting and very helpful. So with the validation as well. Okay, I'm not gonna go to the detail, but I'm gonna use this as a, throughout my form. Let's jump right in. So on top of that, I'm gonna inject the use form right here. Okay, create the use form. Down to the the down body. So what I would do, I would just say, form, right, and then I'll submit and handle submit, I'll submit. So this is the standard of the form action or the starter. Basically, is from the React uses form. Okay, what it does is really is taking action. So anything happen here, right, and it will be submitted, will be ended up like here. So this is our onSubmit function. Will bring the data in. Interesting things is that the data from here, right, is the data from our import form, which is right here. So this is only collecting, as I show you, is I only collecting the data, the form data is actually is like this type of data now. Is converting to this type of data. Okay, this is super important. Otherwise, as you are importing data has a structure, right? But your form doesn't need the structure. When you pass in data, right, exchange data back forth, you don't need it. So it's automatically, converted this for you. So this is one very interesting things I can show you. Once you bring data here, is automatically, right, will be remove all kind of the declaration or nested. It only lists the form itself right here. how the phone is being generated. Basically, let's say if the bring in the data like that, this will be the structure, right? From the nested form, right? From here, you just looping through it. You get it a title, right? And then inside of the field, let's go jump back. It's in the field collection, array collections, right? So you will be looping through it, right? And this will be end up like let me see. Yeah, this will be executed or pass the data right here. So from here, and then the looping through it, and it will be judge working through it, data type. If the label do this, typical things you see is if it's text type. So this is what we would do, right? We're using, this is the grid. This is really is the the material UI, right? And from the material library, and here will be the input, right? This input will be have a name and an ID on change. You just set the value right here. And reference, this will be our validation part. It will validate something like if it's required, or length, minimum length, and maximum length, or so on and so forth. A lot of other stuff like email, you can do regex to validate as well through here through input form. Okay, and from the if it's drop down, right? If it's drop down, right, and then what you can do is you can just looping parser data is like that. So you have options, right? Options iterate through the data. Right, remember the data I introduced. Let's flip it back. So this will be the data, right? And then you will be passing through it, and I get it all kinds of data, it's under the drop down. So on and so forth. So this will be the render the component from here, just one line sentence. You can when you're looking through the field, right, you will get a parcel, or it will render the UI for you. As soon as this down, remember everything is wrapper underneath of the form, right? This is form as provided by the React user form library, right? When you on submit, so basically what it does, it's will from here my submit buttons under the toolbar. Let's go to the toolbar right here. Okay, I go to the toolbar, so it means inside of a toolbar, and I have icon set. I can give an icon and I believe options to click. So from this is what I define it as the type of submit. So this is super important. You need to do the submit. Otherwise, this is not going to be the code won't be landed. Here it won't be landed here. You only have to use it is the type of submit. So we'll be landed here. Then we'll be automatically magically collect all those form data from here. From inject from here, and then remove all kinds of like nest data structure, which is bring you the pure structures like this, as I just showed you. Okay, let's just do a quick demo. Probably you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's see, I'll do let's see Canada, right? And then I do this is my save buttons right here. See that save button right here, and I click on the save button. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. I need to go here, submit a button. Yeah, I need to do right here. Just click on that, see, and it will be landed here. You only collect those properties inside of the form. So this is super important. Let me just repeat it back again. And so what we need to do is inject this first, form first, right? Library first, and then from here you just pivot through it, and then bringing in the data and anything iterate through the looping through this, and pass through all the structures. Right now you have a title in the top, and the field is next title is the field array collection, and then looping through it, and then all of the elements will be translated or passed to the from this function, right? So this is will be a if statement, if this label do this, if text do this, then drop down do that. So once this is all being placed, so it means is and I'll forget to mention you one thing is about the on change, right? And I have actions called set value. So I have inside of the render, I have a set value as well. This is basically will be collecting all those keystroke data. So for example, okay, keystroke data, which is the main. Each time you click, each time you adding like a B C D E F G, right? See A B C D E F G. Where's that? Yeah, here, right here, right? H G G G, right? You see here as well be the onset set options, right? Set the value will be read. So as soon as then down again, when you hit the save button, right? This is your application will land it to here, which is on submit function, right? Which is will do the detail, will do the remaining stuff like that. Okay, this is a quick tips. I believe is a dynamic form as everyone needs it, and I believe typically for business application. Forget to mention that before go. Only things as I said, between the new form and the editing the form, right? Only difference is you need to edit the default value right here. So for this, you don't have it. You need the default value, right? For that, you need a default value. For remaining others, everything's will be the same. And if I don't forget, and I something's right here, and I wanted to introduce you is the useful. Let me see, just say useful right here, and then that here right there. You need to deconstruct the use form. You can set it on blur or on the new one. Use form. Yeah, on change. I think both are not much different, but this is focus on change. This is on focus on blur. So both do the tricks. So right. And deconstruct the register. This is for the validation. Handle submit, which is button hit submit. Remember, you need to use in button submit, in order to trigger this async functions. And form state, which is everything will be wrapped into there. But the new version probably they changed the form state to something else. You can go to the website, take a look, and errors so basically means is the ones validation has an error. For example, if the field is mandatory, you don't put value to it, so maybe it's error. So you can collect the error messages from here too. So yeah, this is so on and so forth. Anyway, so jump around new input form. Existing form needs to be edited, right? Both serve with this type of the structure of the data, right? And you do the dynamic way. Yes, you can do it with validation. Yes, you can do it. And I'm using, the use form to validate that. And this is super important and interested in as well. Share this with you guys. Yeah, have fun. And we'll see you next time.